Right, so I was fortunate enough for Erica and the kids to secretly surprise me on my birthday. Well, for my birthday being a couple of days earlier, last weekend with a trip on the Elf Explorer, which is like a Christmas train with the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway. So I thought it'd be a nice opportunity also to do a nice Christmas video for you guys. The only downside is that obviously because it's a Christmas train, there's a lot of Christmas music playing, YouTube content matches, it doesn't work. So with that in mind, we're going to be narrating over it, so kind of watch it together. Yeah, so that's the plan. So welcome back to Adventure 82, and welcome to our first watch together, I guess. Right, so this is what would normally be the engine shed. It's been converted into a Victorian style Christmas scene of sorts, with a decorated train, which you saw there briefly. You've got a decorated house as well, and two shops. So this is one side of the sitting room. You'll see the other side afterwards when you go around the back. They've also got a Victorian style bakery where they've put Ye Olde Bakery above the shop there, which was quite cool. And they've got an old style Victorian sweet shop with the Victorian spelling for shop, which was had a double PE at the end, as you can see there from the sign. Obviously they've got the jars with the sweets and the paper bags, in which I actually remember from being a kid, and I was only born in the 80s, so there's a lot of people around with fond memories of buying sweets like that. Buffer stops have been decorated with a Christmas tree and some milk churns. I'm not sure with the milk churns, but it was very, very nice. This is where you get to the other side, so now you get to look at the Victorian style house side of things. So you've got Christmas dinner here, with a dining room. Next door you have the kids' playroom, if I remember correctly. This is my first time watching this back, which is quite cool as well. Massive building blocks, and the rocking horse. The kids do use rocking horses. I remember using a rocking horse when I was a kid, but it wasn't mine, but it was quite cool. And this is the other side of the dining room, sitting room. I was saying that you can see the Christmas tree now. And you've got the sofa / settee, what you want to call it there, and your tea set out, etc. So that was all very, very Christmassy there. This is actually a royal carriage. I believe it was last used by Queen Victoria II, but don't quote me on that. Got its own little mini Christmas trees either side there, which was quite cool. The other problem with filming here is, of course, you have to be careful you won't film anybody else's kids. But you've got a snow scene there for the woodland animals. The only thing I couldn't figure out the woodland animals, as nice as the scene is with the owls busy at work there, is how they fitted in, but it was very, very nice to have nonetheless. Trees is very pretty, very, very stunning, very traditional, very Victorian, as was the theme. And then of course, because it's Victorian, there was a lot of there was much more of a religious thing then, so you've got your nativity there. Now the blank stage was interesting. That was an elf show. You had an elf and you had her assistant elf, who at one point had a hula hoop on both arms, in fact, around her neck, on her hips, and on one leg, and she was rotating them all at the same time, which is far more coordination than I can ever hope to achieve. But the trains themselves look very pretty with their snow and their red baubles, very, very Christmassy. There's a section at the back there, which we went to before we came out onto the platform here to get on the steam train, and I filmed you the pretty lights on the outside of Oxton Hope Station, where you could get some mulled wine and something to drink. They had hot chocolate there for the kids. Inside the train, I did try and get you some footage of outside, but as you can see, the problem was at this point the snow that was there had now turned to rain, and the water made it quite difficult to film out the window, but I did try to get you some. You'll see in a moment I'll try and wipe it off, which is when I figured out the water that was in my way wasn't actually inside anymore, it was on the outside, so there was nothing else I could do, unfortunately. But we're now going to be approaching Keighley Station. where it terminated before it turned around and went back. You can see there the engine shed. I had to film the engine shed. That's where they look after all their trains. I will do a proper video on the KWVR, but this obviously isn't that. Also, they're the only ones who have a working turntable that they still use. Inside of the train, the acting continued, so the people who were playing the elves then played a engine boy, and I think it was like a something else, station master or something, and the ladies there were very entertained with their singing. We had a visit from Santa. Kids got given presents. I got filmed by Erica unexpectedly. I didn't realise, and I just am about to, where I show you I've been on the Alpha Explorer sticker, which would be a good time for us to now go back to me in my computer room. Right, so that was the Alpha Explorer. It's not the kind of video I normally put out, but I thought it'd be quite a nice one. There's definitely connections there to the channel. The snow was just something I'm not used to experiencing. So that was the thickest snow I think I've ever been in, but it was fun. The train was awesome, the staff were awesome, the food was really nice, mulled wine was surprisingly nice. There was also mulled cider if you're into cider. So do try that if you want it. I'm hoping to get out and get you some more videos. Some of them will be Christmassy, some of them won't be. Do bear with me during these kind of winter months, because what I can film and how regular I can film is very much dictated by the weather. We'll kind of muddle our way through that until the nice weather comes, and then we'll have a lot more areas we can go and explore because the weather won't be so much of a menace. But that won't stop me from getting out, 'cause if I can get out to film for you, I will. Thank you for watching this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It doesn't matter if you're a kid, if you're an adult, this is definitely worth going to. It's not the only one. There's one doing the Wensleydale, they're doing the Polar Express. The North Yorkshire Moors Railway are doing one as well, which I've been told is really good. I don't know if I'm going to make it up to that one this year. Might be next year probably. And so I think the Bolton and Embassy one are doing one as well, which is up this neck of the woods as well. And I think, although it's a bit far away for me, I think the ELR are doing one as well. So there's no reason to be skipping those Christmas trains, people. But yeah, do like and subscribe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week.